With the current stay-at-home mandate that we're under, unfortunately there are a lot of people who are stuck at home with an abusive person. This is somewhat of a living hell, and it's almost an impossible situation. And while it is very difficult to remove yourself right now, or to have an abusive person removed, because oftentimes that's the source of financial stability, again, it's an impossible situation. So I want to offer you just a small tip on dealing with being stuck with an abusive person. There are many forms of abuse, mental, emotional, physical, financial, but the underlying form of all of it is mental abuse. Even physical abuse does not come without mental abuse. It's the intimidation and control that is damaging to your soul. Physical abuse is often fatal, and you can look up the staggering statistics about that for yourself. But if not fatal, then actually a black eye or a bruise is much easier to heal than damage to your soul. And so today I want to give you just a little bit of help in dealing with mental abuse. To try to explain what mental abuse is basically impossible. It makes you seem crazy when you try to explain it, and that's the point of mental abuse. And so we aren't even going to go there. We don't have to explain it. What we're going to do is understand mental abuse. And the way that I got to this realization is from the absolute lowest point in my life. It was so gracefully given to me to allow me to start over with a sure foundation on which to rebuild. And I'll share that with you in a vulnerable place, but hopefully then you can glean from it the information that you need without having to experience the very low place in which I found myself. Years ago, after going through a divorce and losing family business and losing our home, I felt like I had lost everything. My ex got a new job more than 1,400 miles away. And of course he wanted to take the kids with him. My older two were in college, but the youngest was still living at home, and I loved to watch him play baseball. And the thought of him moving more than 1,400 miles away and I never getting to see him play baseball put me right down to the lowest bottom that I could imagine. And the kids left and went to visit this new city with all the opportunity and things that they were excited to see. And I absolutely 100% wholeheartedly wanted to die. I absolutely would have taken my own life, except for one reason. I knew that if my kids chose to move 1,400 miles away and then their mom killed herself, that I was placing a burden on them that they could not bear. And I couldn't do that to them. And so here I was, stuck, living. And a still small voice that we often hear and often don't listen to told me, I heard that I knew the feeling, wow, this is what love is. To let them go, to give them the freedom to go without placing a burden upon them that they couldn't bear, no matter what that did to me. I wanted to give them freedom. That is true love. And it was painful. It was awful. But I knew it was a lesson that that is what love is. Thank goodness I had some friends who allowed me to spend the weekend at the beach with them. And we were sitting on the beach and some of the young people decided to go out into the ocean and see who could swim the furthest. And I was like, sign me up for that, because if I get eaten by a shark, that would be great. Then the kids would be like, oh man, my mom got eaten by a shark, isn't that sad? But instead of, like my mom killed herself because we moved, I couldn't do that, but I could get eaten by a shark. And I had an agreement with God, as I will not put that burden on my kids, so I'm stuck here living, so as long as I'm alive, I'm going to live. And I remember being out in the ocean, not afraid at all of sharks. And remember hearing that still small voice saying, there is no fear in love. And I thought, well, how backwards is this? That I'm out in the middle of the ocean wanting to get eaten by a shark, but I am not afraid. And I have experienced what pure love is. And when you have a child and you hold that child in your arms, and this is my baby, and I'm going to protect my baby, and I'm going to give my baby all that I can, that feels like the best love there is, understandably. But to let go for their sake, that was the purest form of love I've ever felt. And that is the foundation on which I can rebuild, and on which I hope that you can rebuild. And it's not very significant right in the moment, but just the fact of having those scales removed from my eyes about what love is, what real pure love is, was very life-altering, and I hope it can be for you. Real love is not controlling. Real love is not jealous. Real love provides freedom. Real love loves for the other's benefit, not your own. And so when you have someone in your life who is very controlling and who says, I can't live without you, if I can't have you, no one will. If they're very jealous of you, at first that can seem like love. It seems flattering. Oh, they love me so much, they don't want to live without me. But the reality is that is not love. And pure love, where we can start to rebuild on a solid foundation. Pure love allows freedom, and pure love loves for the other benefit. And there is no fear in love. You can cut there.